You and Your Young Child, a program of information and services available for you and your child from prenatal to age 5. You and Your Young Child has been brought to you in part by the Sternberg Museum of Natural History.
Stop! Where are we going?
The Sternberg!
Don't get left behind. We're waiting for you here at the Sternberg Museum, where there's always new opportunities for
Discovery under the dome.
Hello and welcome to You and Your Young Child, the program devoted to early childhood. My name is Dana Stanton and I'm the coordinator of early childhood grants for USD 489. And with me today is Ken Loos. Good morning, Ken.
Hey, how are you, Dana?
I'm wonderful. Now, Ken, tell us what organization you work for and what do you do there?
I am at High Plains Mental Health Center. I'm a trained therapist, but I'm the manager of community prevention, education, and outreach. So the 20 counties we cover, I'll go out and do presentations and trainings and so on.
Now, you've been on our program several times and told us about lots of programs and things that are offered through High Plains. Today, you're telling us about another called My Strength.
My Strength, yeah.
My Strength. Tell us about My Strength.
Well, My Strength is kind of exciting. High Plains has signed an agreement with a company out of Colorado. They have a web-based resource product, I guess, if you will, for a variety of issues. So, you know, we talk about a lot of times in mental health needing self-help strategies and self-help resources. My Strength has a lot of good cognitive behavioral therapy kind of workbooks, information on a variety of issues. It can be anxiety, it can be depression, it can be struggling in your marriage, struggling with a child. They have information on substance abuse, and they're working on information actually for adolescents and you know, teenage years. This is a product that High Plains paid for, primarily for our clients as a resource, and we also use it as kind of an employee assistance program for our employees if they need some additional information. But a side benefit is that people in our catchment area can go online. We have an access code that we will post, and you can utilize this resource on your own. It's free of charge, and it's something that maybe is a softer way to kind of get help out there where people aren't quite ready to come to the doors of High Plains.
Now, why would these resources be helpful to someone? Why are they important?
You know, I mentioned the stigma a little bit. One is that I think it's very tough for the average person to seek out help with mental health. And we think about parents, if you're worried about your child, there can be a lot of guilt involved with that.
What did I do? Is it my fault? Is it, yeah.
Yeah, what did I do? What did I not do? You know, we don't want people to think we're bad parents, this kind of thing. So I think it's really important to have some good resources out there to first kind of get some information, know you're not alone, you know your child is not alone. If there are things you can try on your own, maybe that's kind of the only intervention you need, but also kind of that awareness of what other resources are out there and what other help is available. So I just think it's maybe a little bit of an easier step that a lot of people who suffer needlessly with mental health challenges or their children suffer, maybe this step makes it a little bit easier to ask for help.
Now, say someone wants to take advantage of this. How do they access the information?
We have posted on our webpage at High Plains or posted with the show, giving me a call at High Plains. We have an access code that a person would only use once. Basically, it is to identify to the company My Strength that you receive this access code through High Plains. You then go in and you create your own profile, password, whatever you want. You can be anonymous. This is not a data mining thing. This is not personal information. High Plains, the only information we get is how many people have accessed using a particular code. That's it. We don't know presenting complaints or concerns or age, nothing of that nature. So that's it. Once you get the access code, you go in, it'll ask you some questions. You can utilize it as you would. If there is something of particular interest, kind of a one-shot thing, there's information there. If it's something you need some daily affirmations or goal setting or work on problem solving, they have a lot of good information on those kinds of things as well.
And I want to reiterate this because you mentioned sometimes there is a stigma,
Yes.
and there's a whole confidentiality thing, and you're online and you worry about this. So you don't have to, when you set up your account, you don't have to give any kind of personal information. No information.
And if it'll ask for things like so many places will, just to give information like gender, if you want to make that up.
Basic demographics. And you can say whatever you want on that.
You can say whatever you want, because the bottom line, it will ask you what's kind of the things you're interested in. What would you like information on? And that's the heart of it. So it's we understand with security issues, or we think about people with data mining, that they're getting all this personal stuff. That's not the business.
You're not going to automatically receive an email from High Plains or My Strength.
No, and say, thank you for using My Strength, now come on down. No, we don't do that. That's absolutely true.
Now, say someone accesses My Strength and they're liking it, but they feel like, maybe I need a little more assistance. What should they do in that situation?
You're always free to give us a call at High Plains. We're happy to talk to people, happy to kind of just give some general information, no obligation to the phone call. If you are concerned and maybe thinking our services might be a good fit for you, we ask some basic questions over the phone, call it a triage. And if you're in the Hayes area, we've got a fairly new program called Same Day Access. So if you call us for routine problems, 3 p.m. on a work day, we will make every effort to get you in that day. If you call us after 3 p.m., we will make every effort to get you in the next day. And again, this is for routine problems. Emergencies and crises are, of course, handled much more quickly. But, the goal is to make it as painless as possible. We served 5,300 clients in 2013. And if we're optimistic, Dana, maybe that's about 40% of the people who could utilize mental health services. And so there's a lot of folks out there that I think may suffer.
I think that is a really, I know maybe the word isn't good statistic to hear, but then in this area that many people were reaching out for help. And I think it's a good thing. And one of the things that I think My Strength can help with is to let people know it's okay. It's okay. We talk about the stigma and the things like that. So other people are accessing it. This is another way. There's shouldn't be any issues with accessing mental health help.
Shouldn't be any issues. And a lot of things too, we talk about normal life transitions or stress buildup, sandwich generations, people who take care of their parents as well as their young children. Bottom line, there's a lot of stages that we normally have to go through, but can still be difficult, and for some can be kind of that initial sliding into a mental health challenge, and we don't want people to suffer needlessly.
Now, if someone wants to sign up for My Strength, where do they go? How do they do that?
Just Google My Strength. Go on the website. Again, you have a one-time access code through High Plains. Plug it in. It'll ask you questions from there. It's very user-friendly. I'm not the biggest techno guy in the world. Even I had no problem. So I think it's going to be okay for most people.
We'll put a link on www.hayesparents.com under our mental health link, and it'll give all the directions that you'll need, which it doesn't sound like very many.
You don't need many directions.
All right. Ken, if anybody has any questions for you, how would they contact you?
You bet. Our local number here is 785-628-2871. If you're outside of the Hayes area, 1-800-432-0333. You can ask for me directly, Ken Loos, if you have a question on My Strength. If you just kind of have questions in general about mental health services, what kinds of things might be appropriate, don't hesitate to call and just ask questions. No obligation.
All right. Thank you so much, Ken.
My pleasure, Dana.
You've been watching You and Your Young Child, the program devoted to early childhood. Parents, remember, you are your child's first and best teacher. Thank you.
You and Your Young Child, a program of information and services available for you and your child from prenatal to age 5. You and Your Young Child has been brought to you in part by the Sternberg Museum of Natural History.